Whitney was my role model for my leadership. Mentoring does not mean that the mentee does what the mentor says. What it means is that the mentee takes from the mentor all that the mentor has to give and then processes it based on his own notions, own intuitions, own values. He said to me once, he said, when I came to town, the guys locked their arms and they didn't open any doors. And because I had that experience, I feel an obligation to you to make sure you don't have to go through what I went through. But he was the only guy who really reached out. He said, what many of my colleagues don't understand is that there's enough money in this town for all of us. That was Whitney's genius, in that he really understood that the movement does not stop with the segregated walls coming down. He understood that you had to do something about poverty, you had to do something about education, you had to do something about health care. There's a town where he went to speak. One of the more indigenous leaders criticized him for coming in a chauffeur-driven car, for staying in a suite. And I remembered the story. And so once I was his successor, I went to that same town and took a taxi from the airport, did not want to be met, got a very small room. The same person who had criticized him called me and said, Mr. Jordan, are you here? I said, yes, I'm here. She said, would you like to come up to the presidential suite where I am and have a drink? I said, what she was talking about when she was criticizing Whitney, she wanted to be where he was. 2 years later, she was. I never forgot the story, I never forgot the lady.